Okay, so welcome back to this series on alien invasion, and in this video we are going to do a little bit more refactoring. So previously we had entered the ship's ability to move right and move left, and it's checking if it's a key up or a key down, and that's starting to get this check events a little bit lengthy. And since we're going to be continuing to add more check events as we develop the game, we might want to consider creating an additional helper methods for our check events. And so what we're going to do here is under this definition for check events. So here's our check events. We're just going to come down below that, and we're going to give ourselves another definition, and this one is going to be underscore check key down events. And of course we'll give it the self parameter and also an event. And so we'll throw that in there and we'll give it a docstring of respond to key presses. And now that it responds to key presses, we're going to find that code and we're going to bring it down. So if event.key right here, this code right here is all about key down. So we're just going to pull that off of there and we'll put it right here to begin with, and then we'll just enter, but that's definitely not indented correctly. There we go. So, response to key presses, we have our if or event key is pygame.write, and else if the pygame is key left. So now that we have that, we're pretty much going to pull down the next set of code as well. We'll call this one definition check for key up. Events. And this will be self event. And we'll enter this time so that, and we're just going to pull this off of here and pull it down to our position. And again, we don't quite have it indented the way we want. So we'll just shift tab it back so that everything is lined up perfectly, because remember, with Python, you need to make sure indentation is correct or it's not going to respond very well. And let's just go ahead and throw in our docstring here, and this is going to respond to key releases. So the first helper responds to key presses, the second one responds to key releases. And now that we have these two helper methods, we need to come back up here to where that code used to be, and we'll just simplify it simply by saying self dot underscore, we're going to check for key down, key down events, and we're going to give it event. And here we'll do the same thing, except we'll be looking here instead of key down, we'll be looking for key up. So you see we kind of simplified our check events. And let's just go ahead and bring that back so it's indented a little better for us here. There we go. So for loop, we're indented one time. Everything looks nice and square there. If it's a key down, it's going to check for which key down to look for. If it's a key up, it's going to check for the different types of key up events. And those we have all created here. So let's just go ahead and save this. And let's go ahead and run one more time just to make sure everything is working well. You want to be able to code and be able to check to make sure everything still works. Okay, so let's just close this. And at this point, since we're going to keep running our game to make sure everything is working, having to always go up and tab on or click on the X to close the game, we could probably go up here to our code, and we're going to add in a way to close the game in an easier way. And actually, let's bring it into our key down events, because we're going to add a new key down event. So we'll just come over here and we'll say else if the event.key is a pygame.key or pygame.k underscore, capital K underscore Q. So if it's a K underscore Q, then we're going to do a sys.exit. And we'll go ahead and control save, and we will run without debugging. And now our ship is moving. Great. I'll hit Q and you see it goes away. I didn't have to click anymore. We're able to just exit the screen. All right. Well, that's it for this video. Hopefully you were able to refactor everything, get it all nice and clean and ready to move on to our next stage, which is to start creating some bullets. So if we're going to be shooting down some aliens, we better be prepared with some bullets. All right, I'll see you then.